What's going on, everybody? What is going on? This was supposed to be a midday live. Yes, I know, but unfortunately, I got pulled away for something unexpected that I couldn't get out of. And I'm literally just getting back in the house maybe like 15 minutes ago. And I had to make sure to go ahead and set everything up and make sure everything was right. But here we are on this Saturday, I guess you could say late afternoon, non-midday live, but it is what it is. And we have another BedbucKKKen entry for you today. And it's a new entry, and it's one that is long overdue. But make sure if y'all haven't done so already, make sure y'all go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. Or join the Discord and you should be notified in there. Before we get into everything, let me acknowledge the people who are here so far. Who came in earlier. We got Key 5, Dimple Face, Kind Equation Arts. Shout out to Cult Like Personality for becoming a member of the channel. We got Ermax Plug. We got John Shippey. We got Ken Lee. Oh yeah, I already know about that one. We're gonna go over that too. We got Wallow J. We got Raging Woody, Anita Harrell, Carlton Way. We got Jonathan Gonzalez, Dark Titan, Carlos, Brother Man to You, Robert Brown, Miss Nisi or Hurricane Nisi. We got the first ethnic Tutnese, Bills fan 1970, Power Spy in One Games, Uncle Take, AW1, Don P, Cosmo Fury, Rokamuro, J. Carter 88. Who else we got in here? And that is it so far. So today's BedbucKKKen entry, Hall of Shame entry for the first time is going to be Tyrone Magnus. Now, for those of y'all who don't know who Tyrone Magnus is, he is a YouTuber and he does reaction videos like a lot of pop culture stuff, movie, television shows, and all of that. Years ago, I used to be, and y'all are probably seeing it echoed in the chat. Years ago, I used to be subscribed to his channel when he was reacting to certain things and trailers and movies and all this, that, and the third. And I remember when I say years ago, I'm talking about before he hit 1 million subscribers, because that was always his thing of trying to get to 1 million subscribers. So I was subscribed to him when he was still trying to get there. But for some reason, right around when 2020, 2021 happened, he ended up taking a pivot into a whole nother direction that he's now become a shell of his former self, and he's doing the usual thing. Those in the chat right now who are leaving comments basically saying, I used to be subscribed to him. Y'all story is pretty much the same as mine. Y'all are pretty much echoing the same exact sentiment with me. Tedra said, never heard of. Well, if you're not like familiar with some of these YouTubers, you probably wouldn't know who he is. Some of you in here, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't know who he is, but it's a lot of people in here who are familiar with him. But he has said a lot of off-putting things over the years, and I mean over the years. And I just managed to let a lot of it just slide. But this one in particular stood out to me. Now, I'm also subscribed to this channel called The Birdman. Now, y'all probably heard me talk about him before. Now, the reason why I even know about this video is because of him. Because he has a series on his channel called Exposing the Grift, where he literally is in the title called Exposing the Grift. And the video that we're going over today, a part of that video was in his commentary. And it was so bad that Birdman did two things. One, he edited the video to make it more digestible for him to go over. And two, he couldn't even make it through the whole commentary because it was so bad. Now, I'm going to take it upon myself today to try to make it through this commentary. It is 11 minutes long. Birdman was only able to get through maybe 5 minutes before he cut it off and went to the next person, because it was he was talking about multiple people, not just one. So it was that bad. But put a one, you know what? It's probably better I ask it this way. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard of Tyrone Magnus. Put a 2 in the chat if you've never heard of him. Because I want to see what the room is looking like. I see a lot of people in here that says that they are familiar with him, and then there's people in here that says that they're not familiar with him. So I'm seeing some 1s. A lot of 1s are coming in. I'm seeing a couple of 2s coming in as well. Yeah, so we're going to go over that today. We're also going to go, it's a couple of other things I'm going to go over as well, because somebody had mentioned something in the chat that I'm going to talk about probably maybe towards the end of his commentary. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. So he made this video a couple weeks ago, and this is him talking about the first episode of Ironheart, which, of course, you know, they dropped 3 episodes last week, and they dropped the last 3 this past Tuesday. And this one's only focusing on him going and talking about the first episode. So we're going to go over that. Let me make sure I have some things arranged in some kind of an order on my screen. Okay, so we're going to, okay. All right. So now that I got that all set up, we're going to go ahead now and get into his commentary. Of course, this is like a reaction style, so you know we stop and pause and go over whatever nonsense he's going to say, because he's going to say some bullshit. I'm just putting it flat out for y'all right now. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hold on, y'all. And let me just give y'all and preface this right now for those of you who aren't familiar with him. He tends to be very dramatic, over dramatic, if you ask me. And in case y'all also didn't know, this guy was or used to be an actor. And I put that in heavy air quotes. He has a whole IMDb page. Yeah, and that's, I'll just leave it right there.
I ain't even got the strength to say it. All right, come on. They waiting for it. They waiting for it, T. Tell them. Tell them.
See what I mean? See what I mean when I tell you he's very dramatic? This is a perfect example of that right there. We're not even 45 seconds in, and it took him all that time just to say just a couple of words and do whatever it is that he just did.
Ironheart episode 1 was a big piece of trash. There must be a bot farm that monitors my videos. And I've noticed this for a while. I just never really said anything. You know, I've said a couple of things in videos before. It usually happens as 1 or 2 things. What'll happen is I'll do a review of something, I'll do a reaction, and then all of a sudden I'll see everybody saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's usually 1 or 2 reasons. Either what I suspect is that there are bot farms out there to push specific agendas, TV shows, movies, whatever have you. So the companies, you know, they pay these bot farms to say, hey, it's great. Make sure.
Now, I want y'all to understand what he's saying right here. He's saying that bot farms were sent to his channel to say how good the show Ironheart is. The truth of the matter is, there's no proof or evidence that there are bot farms being descended upon his channel, on particularly his videos pertaining to Ironheart, to say that the show is good. Those are people genuinely saying, leaving comments saying that the show is good. But he believes that it's bot farms doing that, because he says that the show is bad. So he feels like he's losing control of his echo chamber because they're not in agreement with him. So now it has to be a bot farm that is causing people to say these things that, in his opinion, are not true.
Sure, you check it out. Or sometimes there is something going on online, social media. It's either a YouTube video or it's something on Twitter, I've noticed. Either somebody got something going on Twitter and all their followers are coming to parrot exactly what they said, or someone said something in a video and it's the same thing they're coming to parrot.
Now, if it didn't go the way that he's claiming it is right now, he would not have made this opening statement. He would have just jumped right into whatever he wanted to say. But because he feels that they're not in agreement with him, they just have to be bots.
So, one of the two things happened yesterday. Did a reaction to the trailer for streaming now. A must see. It deserves your attention. Ironheart deserves your attention. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, they are desperate to get people to watch this damn show. After I did my reaction, I kept getting, hey, it wasn't that bad. I just watched it. Hey, I just watched the first 3 episodes. It wasn't that bad. Hey, it wasn't that bad. Riri's actually pretty incredible. Hey, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, they're all saying it wasn't that bad over and over. And it's comment after comment after comment after comment. They're all.
Again, like I said, if they were opposite of what he's saying, he would not say this. He's upset because they're not agreeing with him when he says the show is bad. That's really all it boils down to. So because he has no proof that there's a bot farm, he's going to say that it is, even though, again, there's no proof that that's what it is. We're going to talk about that, Cosmo, a little bit later.
Saying the same thing. Then I'll see a couple of normal ones. And then I'll see, hey, it wasn't that bad. You should check. I'm like, okay. So I didn't have the energy in me yesterday.
Y'all, we're 3 minutes into his video and he still hasn't gotten to his point yet. I just wanted to point that out to y'all.
To watch episode because it's like the Acolyte. You just knew it was going to be bad. Okay, just got done watching the first episode. I am telling you right now.
And he thinks he's so funny. Who does that remind you of? Doesn't that remind you of Tiny Terry, who thinks he's very funny, but he's not?
Most of y'all should know where I got that from. Every woke.
There it is. There it is, y'all. I knew he was going to say it. Well, I kind of knew he was going to say it because, again, when Birdman went over his commentary, this part was in there. But there it is. Keep in mind, it's the same guy that got upset last year with X-Men 97 because he felt that the creators did a butt reduction on Rogue. Y'all don't believe me? Go look it up. The video, I'm sure, is still there. He got upset because a cartoon character from the 90s was not, in his opinion, anatomically correct. And then made up some weird song behind it as well.
Box check is in this first episode that I can think of. Everything that you can think of that is woke garbage injected into television shows, movies, comic books, video games is in this first episode that I can think.
I want you to also know, because even though I won't talk, we're not doing a video on it. This guy is so upset with the new Superman coming out. Do you want to know one of his critiques of that movie? Well, the trailer was that it looked too comic booky. I kid you not. When I heard that, I said, get him out of here. Get him out of here. How are you going to say a comic book character is too comic booky? Then if they're not, then you'll say they're not being comic book accurate. I'm going to need you to pick a lane and stay in it.
go. There may be one or two that aren't there, but I just offhand, I can't think of it because it's all there. It was drudgery watching it. I was bored. And check this out. If I wasn't, let's just say I liked woke. Okay, let's just say that I was okay with all the woke. Say I was pro woke.
You know what? We should have turned this into a game. Every time this dude says woke, you take a shot. I'm telling you, by the end of this video, you will probably be at least tipsy.
Say I was pro woke. It's still mid. The episode is still mid. However, we all know everything woke turns to shit. And you get points deducted for being woke. Holy. So, as a black person, what irritates me the most is the overused stereotypes of us.
Oh, now you care about the stereotypes of black people? Now I want y'all to listen very carefully to the bullshit he's about to say right in this cusp, this pocket right here. Because just know when you have a person like this who's already drawn their line in the sand, whatever they're getting ready to say as it pertains to us is about to be complete and utter dog shit.
And so, of course, she's from the hood.
Riri's not from the hood. If anyone looked at that show can look and tell, and that was no hood.
And of course, she's doing things that she shouldn't be doing to make money, or illegal things to make money.
I want y'all to put a pin in what he just said right there, because that's gonna go into another point later on.
I didn't like the Riri character in Black Panther 2. One thing about black actors that that black people notice this is we know if you're authentically hood and if you're not. And if you're not, just don't do it. I like the actress's real voice and personality. I've seen her in interviews. I like that. I wish they had brought that forward.
I want y'all to put the shock, the whoa face emoji in the chat. Y'all know that emoji where the shock looking face. I want y'all to put that for what he just said. Did y'all hear what he just said? Let me run that back.
Actress's real voice and personality. I've seen her in interviews. I like that. I wish they had brought that forward. Right?
Did you hear what he just said? He said, I like the actress's real voice. I heard it in interviews. I wish they would have brought that forward. It's called acting. Why would she act like herself? The actress's name is Dominique Thorne, not Riri Williams. Why would she act like herself in front of the character she's playing? It's called acting. You should know. You have a whole IMDb account. This is how you know he lost the plot right here. Anything else he says after this is bullshit. Anything he says after this is bullshit. I heard about that, Cosmo. I heard that she did audition for the role of Shuri. And ironically, her audition must have been good enough because Ryan kept her in the back of his mind and brought her in to do that part.
Rather than trying to make her hood. Let's continue. Of course, she meets a ragtag group of misfits. And what are they all? They're all minorities and they're all stealing. This is so great. Just so brave and stunning.
And guess what? If it was a white person in that group, he would have had something to say about that too. That's the irony of it all. And not just him, but the others that feel the same way.
And it just makes me feel seen as a black person. It's
Here comes the overacting, y'all. Here it comes.
it really did something for me, right here. To see us stealing and doing underhanded things is just so so much part of our culture that it brought tears to my eyes. All of us don't steal. The majority of us don't steal. Okay.
Now I see why Birdman couldn't get through this. Now I see why he couldn't get through this. Now I see why. Now I see why. Power spying, what you just said. What Power spying in the chat just said, a strong reminder of why you unsubscribed. A strong reminder why many people unsubscribe, to be quite honest. Because let's be real here. He ain't talking to black people. If you look through his comments and look who's mainly subscribed to him, it's mainly PC. Tedra, that's the thing. It's not even a review. It's a nitpick. That's what it is. This guy is not going to review a damn thing about the first episode. It's all a nitpick. No, not Birdman the rapper, Birdman the YouTuber.
Okay? The majority of us do not steal. Good Lord, man. So,
and he says the majority of us do not steal. Okay. Like I said, now he has thrown on his black beret and thrown up his black fist. I'm telling you, all of this is very performative. Very performative.
You've with all the box checks, with all the bad stereotypes, it was just like, I felt like I was watching a minstrel show in a way.
Oh, well, pot me kettle, because that's exactly what I and my audience feel like we're watching right now. A goddamn minstrel show.
And it did nothing for us as a people.
Like, you give a damn. I can't think of a time that Tyrone on his channel, even back when he was watchable, where he made a commentary that was even remotely pro-black. But now that he has something that he can tear down, now he wants to throw on his kufi.
You know what I'm saying? So I saw, like, I think Marvel has up like, oh, the music of Ironheart, of course, because black folks love music, don't we?
I wish I could see his playlist. I've seen videos of him trying to dance, and I can bet you it's reminiscent of that banjo music that I played at the beginning of this video.
Yo, it's funny.
AW1, I can't tell. Like I said, he has an IMDb account, so for all I know, he could be acting right now. But he's been acting for the last 4 years now.
Funny is that when you see other series that aren't black, they don't talk about the music of that series, the music of that movie. Whenever it's
Oh, that's some bullshit. Because whenever they do trailers and it has a certain, like, say that it's a rap song in there, oh, they do critique it. They be like, why they gotta use a rap song? Well, duh, because rap music is the #1 genre of music in the world, and you want to know how it got there? Because of PC individuals such as you making it popular, especially those in a certain age bracket of like young white teenage males.
got something to do with black people. The music, man, they did that with whatchamacallit? With Power Man, with Luke Cage.
And what was wrong with the music? That was some damn good music. If I say so myself, that music in Luke Cage was fire. See, this is what I mean. He's so detached. He is so detached. We just had a Black Music Month jam session a week ago, and we had a damn good time. Someone like him would see something like that and have something negative to say about it.
Talking about the music, and I was just like, God, they think all we do is dance and rap.
And all we see you do is tap dance and buck dance. That's another form of type of dancing, but it's only a small minority of you that do it.
Sing, dance, and rap, like and steal. Sing, dance, rap, and steal. It just irritated the hell out of me. Um,
And like I said, this is nothing but a nitpick because, like, let's say none of the stuff that he's saying even happened in the show. They would find something else to talk about. The thing is, he has not reviewed one thing yet in this first episode. Not a damn thing.
I'm not watching any more of it. The first episode let me know exactly what I'm getting for the rest of it. Nothing but woke propaganda garbage. I'm not talking about the real meaning of woke. The
Oh, so you do know the real meaning of woke. Now look, now this is where he tripped himself up here. Look what he just said. He says, I'm not talking about the real meaning of woke. So that means, Tyrone, that you are on here willingly using the bastardized version of woke, but you know what the real meaning is, but you don't use that one because this one brings you clicks, views, engagement, and money. Y'all heard that, right?
woke propaganda garbage. I'm not talking about the real meaning of woke. The definition number two, which is the garbage, identity, politics, and everything.
So look at that definition number two. There is no goddamn definition number two. There's only one. But you see, that's who he aligns himself with. This right here was very well deserved. And this is why I tell people all the time, you do not have to be white to be a white supremacist. I present to you Exhibit A. Exactly. He's deliberately using the false definition. He just admitted it right here.
Else that they throw into stuff now. That's definition number two. Definition number one is just another version of saying awake. That's it, being awake. Understanding what's going on, truly going on in the world, being based. Okay?
Being a seat. Now look at what he just said, being based. Black people don't say that. He got that straight from white people. They're the ones that came up with that crap.
Um, and a person that is truly awake moves differently and understands the world differently. They see politically what is going on for.
Then by the first definition, as you call it, that means you are the complete opposite of that then. And you are willingly doing it.
Real. You know what I mean? And they're always becoming more and more awake because as times change, methods change of keeping you asleep. So you have to continue to take no dose and drink the awake coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Now he's just babbling. Again, not one point was made.
But yes, we know that the word woke has been hijacked, but I use it to cover everything.
So you know what the actual word woke means. You say you know it's been hijacked, but you prefer to use the other version of it. Because what did he say? What did he say?
Saying, but yes, we know that the word woke has been hijacked, but I use it to cover everything.
This is why. This is why many people unsubscribe from him. I already know when I drop the link at the end, when I go over all of this, y'all are gonna flood. Y'all gonna flood it. I already know.
So, just like you guys have perverted the word hater no longer means what it really means, and a lot of other words just they don't mean what they used to mean anymore. You know what I'm saying? So every once in a while, I get people, he's a black man saying woke like that. Oh my God! I know the true meaning of woke.
but you choose not to use it. You choose to feed into the propaganda narrative while screaming that this show is pushing propaganda. Really, if that's the case, you're opposites of the same coin. Really?
And by the way, why do we do that as people, as black folk? Why do we do that? We take something awake and then we say it wrong. And
Oh my god. So now y'all understand something. Understand this. This was the point of the video. The point of the video was to not go in on the episode. That the point of the video is happening right here, where he can go in on black people. He just used the show as a door opening in order to do it because he couldn't flat out come right out and say what he wanted to say. He had to use the show as a launch pad to do it. That is some bitch shit.
it's supposed to be cool or better. It's not. Just say awake. I'm awake to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give this 1 out of 5. Woos!
No, that's what I give your entire existence. Well, yeah, I think that should about cut it.
It was garbage, and I don't understand. I think anyone, if they truly do like this, I think it's because they're young and they haven't been exposed to the greatest entertainment that we've ever had in the past few decades. They've seen a small pool of entertainment, and I mean, it just is what it is.
So if people like it, that means that they don't know what good entertainment is. I wouldn't even be in the pool that he's talking about, and I did a whole hour-long review with another person, and we both liked the show. So I know I'm not in the demographic that he's referring to. But apparently he must speak for everybody. We only got a couple more seconds,
man. Over the years, I was born in the
you know what
70s.
Oh, by the way, in case y'all didn't know, but Tyrone Magnus is almost 50. This man is 48 years old. He is a Gen Xer. This man is 2 years shy of 50. Unless he's turning 49 this year, he's 1 year shy of 50.
We've had some really great stuff. We've had some real bad stuff too. But when you're comparing times, this is the worst time to be a moviegoer, to be a person that loves television shows and movies.
Tyrone, we seen your channel. You don't really like much of anything, and we're gonna go over that. Okay, y'all, the video is done. It's done, cooked. Now that we've gotten through that, let me show y'all some things right quick. Let me show y'all a couple things right quick because we got a couple things to go over. Okay, I want y'all to look at this right here because apparently a lot of people have a problem with Riri Williams committing quote unquote crimes. Well, I went and did some research on different Marvel characters that have committed crimes. Y'all want to go over something right quick? Let's go over. Shout out to the Google Doc. Heroes who broke the law, but not necessarily villains. Tony Stark, Iron Man, who is the mentor to Riri Williams. Crimes, illegal weapons manufacturing pre-Iron Man, unauthorized international conflict involvement, creation of Ultron, leading to Sokovia disaster. If you watch the MCU, you know what I'm talking about. Steve Rogers, Captain America, the Boy Scout. Crimes, defying the Sokovia Accords, aiding a fugitive, Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, assault on government agents, espionage, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. Crimes, multiple assassinations as a spy, espionage, treason, defection, defying Sokovia Accords, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. Crimes, numerous assassinations while brainwashed, terrorism under Hydra, escaped custody. Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. Crimes, destruction of the Lagos building, which was accidental, mind control of an entire town on WandaVision. violation of international law, Sokovia Accords, unauthorized use of dark magic. Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, crimes, theft, smuggling, assault, illegal bounty hunting, pre-Guardians Team Arc, Rocket Raccoon, crimes, theft, prison escape, smuggling, cybernetic experimentation, victim and perpetrator, Gamora, crimes, assassinations, war crimes under Thanos, theft, Nebula, torture, murder, war crimes under Thanos, and later redeemed herself. Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, burglary, violating house arrest, breaking into the Avengers headquarters, time travel without authorization. Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, aka Captain America, violation of the Sokovia Accords, aiding fugitives. Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye or Ronin, murder of criminals during the Ronin phase, operating as a vigilante. Stephen Strange, aka Doctor Strange, violating natural law, tampering with time, Dormammu deal in Infinity War, multiverse tampering in No Way Home. Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, property damage, fleeing government custody, participating in illegal experiments. Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, desertion of the Kree, intergalactic violations, unapproved intervention in Earth conflicts. Nick Fury, espionage, unauthorized global surveillance, faked his death, manipulation of the Avengers. Oh, and there's more, because we got Agatha, from Agatha All Along and WandaVision, witchcraft, magical theft, kidnapping, mind control in WandaVision. Mark Spector and Jake Lockley, aka Moon Knight, crimes, murder as a mercenary, and vigilantism. She-Hulk, aka Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, assault, often no framed or under control issues. And Kate Bishop, aka the new Hawkeye, property destruction and vigilantism. So all those people want to talk about how Riri Williams is out here committing all these crimes, and I just listed I gave you a whole laundry list of people in the MCU who have committed crimes, but they never went off on them for doing that. And I have something else I'm gonna bring up about Iron Man a little bit later, but let's continue to move forward. So remember, the way that Tyrone Magnus had y'all thinking that, the way that he was going on about this show, you would think that he wouldn't talk about it so much, right? Well, guess what I did? I went on to YouTube and typed in Tyrone Magnus Ironheart. And look what I found. Episode 1 review, quote unquote, if you want to call it that. Then he did a reaction video to, is that Nerdrotic? Ironheart is an iconic disaster. Notice who he decides to react to. Then he does Ironheart 6 episode 6 review. So again, for a person who claims to not like this show so much, you sure do pump out a lot of content about it. Because let's be real, let's be honest with ourselves here. After Superman, which he has a gripe with, and I already told y'all, and after Fantastic Four, which are like the next two big comic book things to come out, what else are they going to talk about? Because after Superman, their next big movie doesn't come out till next year with Supergirl. And after Fantastic Four, the next big movie to come out after that, I believe, is Doomsday, which isn't until the end of 2026. Sure, they're going to have a sprinkle of shows in here and there, but I don't know if it's going to have the same effect. So they have to milk this as much as possible. Of course he did, Rashad. Of course he did. That's my live right there. So here's another one right here. That's him reacting to the second trailer. Here's another one of him reacting to the Critical Drinker. Another one we have him reacting to, again, the Critical Drinker. I want y'all to understand, people like the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic and all of them, they are staunchly anti-black. The only time he's finding hilarity in this show is when he's reacting to anti-black people. And he finds it hilarious. Now, I'm going to show y'all something else. But before I get to that, let me show y'all this. because people was asking me, or like, with him being a actor or anything like that. Yes, he has an IMDb page. This is his IMDb account. They say he was born June 14th, 1977, so he just turned 48. From New Jersey, he's a producer and writer known for Vengeance, London, and Chase. All of these sound like independent films. So if you've never heard of anything that he's been in, that would be why. These were all like independent movies. These were never big budgeted films. And this is his stuff right here. It says he has something up and coming. Well, this is 2018, so that's already happened. The last thing he did was in 2023, which was 2 years ago. What it really boils down to is a lot of these individuals who have gripes with these movie studios or whatever it is because they failed trying to get themselves in the door. And they have to take it out on something or somebody, no matter who it is. Well, a lot of times it does also matter who it is as well. So we went over that. Now let's go over this because somebody actually mentioned this earlier. And I actually saw a video about this the other day. So in case y'all don't know, there have been people that have reacted to things that Tyrone has said, more specifically on Twitter. I'm not sure about on YouTube, but definitely on Twitter. But this dude must have insecurities out the ass because according to some people who have critiqued what he said about Superman, more so Superman in particular, he has copywritten them on Twitter. Like I saw someone did a video saying they got a DMCA email having them to take down a video that they posted up on Twitter, or maybe saw something on, I forgot what it was. And a lot of this stuff is old stuff. So let me read what this says right here. It says, man, Tyrone Magnus is a hypocritical egomaniac bum for this BS. Imagine copyright striking someone when your whole career has been stealing other people's work. In other words, because he's a reaction channel. He said, as an actor, give me a break. It's a shitty actor in shitty movies. So this is what they're talking about right here. So it comes from this person named Twisted Gods Film. This is breaking news. Superman, a comic book movie, is, quote, comic booky. Well done, Tyrone. You proved yourself silly. And it says the media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner. So this was a person that reposted that. It got 1.4 million views, and it was posted on June 28, 2025. And they got a copyright takedown notice from Tyrone. And that's why you don't see it anymore. But look at how many views they got. I think that's another reason why they was pissed about it. That's how many views it got before it got taken down. Some people said that he's blocked them on Twitter and they never had one interaction with him. See, look, right here. Now, this is not him blocking me. Now, of course, if he gets wind of me talking about him on here, he probably will block me. But I don't care. This is his Twitter page. And it's blocked this person right here who goes by the name of Twisted Gods. As a matter of fact, let me go in here and just go and say Tyrone Magnus copyright. Now, this was the one I was talking about, this Oh My Diaz. This is what the video I was referring to. He says, Tyrone Magnus has been copyright striking everyone who has been criticizing him while showing clips of his dumb takes. I got hit with a legal takedown from a clip from a year ago. Pretty weak move, especially from someone who built their platform off of reactions and other people. So let's go through some of these screenshots. This is no wonder Tyrone Magnus loves Snyder. He really doesn't understand anything about Superman. And as you can see, it has this message right here. Another one says, Tyrone Magnus fell off hard. What he's trying to compare with regarding Julia Garner's Silver Surfer casting is beyond mental. Same thing here. And this is the one that we went over before. Same thing there. And here's the goof troop himself. Someone says, Tyrone Magnus copyright struck my tweet because I said he knew nothing about Superman. It didn't even contain any copyrighted material. It was just him talking. Brother got butthurt, it seems. Someone says, I just checked my email and saw that Tyrone is the person who submitted a copyright claim against me, I assume in retaliation for my comments about him here. So this would, and it shows you right here, copyright owner, his name, company, YouTube, job title, and all of that. Now look at this. This was back in 2021. It says Tyrone just sent me a DMCA takedown over this. Now that was 2021. It says Tyrone Magnus can't take criticism, and I think that was just a video someone had did about him. I think I watched that video too. Someone says, ain't no way that you know what, copyright struck anything. My dude, your whole stick is stealing content from others and pretend to react. See what they're saying here. And that's pretty much it for that. Now, one last thing I'm going to show before I drop the link is this person right here. Now, this person is not Tyrone, but it's someone who has the same mindset. And they go by the name of Heel versus Babyface. Now, this person was also talked about by Birdman in that recent video I was just telling you about. And without even showing you his picture, if y'all have seen the movie Blade, he looks like Pearl. If y'all seen the movie Blade and y'all know who Pearl is, that's what Hill versus Babyface looks like. So this guy right here just flat out got on Twitter 2 days ago and lied and said Riri Williams ordered Uber Eats to her secret base. Your Marvel genius, everyone. There's 2 major things wrong with what he said. Anyone who has seen the show knows that the base in which she ordered that Uber Eats food from or to was not her base. Riri Williams' base is her home, her apartment. Riri was at Zeke Stain's base, his hideout. Number 2, this isn't even worse than what Tony Stark did in Iron Man 3. If y'all don't know what Tony Stark did in Iron Man 3, this man flat out doxed himself when he openly gave out his address on live national television, leading the Mandarin, the villain of the movie, to his home, blowing it up, almost taking him and Pepper Potts up out of here. If you want to talk about dumb, that's about as dumb as you can get, telling the world your address. Literally self-doxing yourself. Yes, Mansa Musa, that Pearl. The sad part about it is there are people that's underneath, like right here, who says, is that true? I'm not going to watch, but I want to laugh. Man, whew. It's a lot, y'all. It is a lot. But I know y'all want to come up and say something, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say. Exactly, Chris. That's the point. It's because Tony is white. They won't bring themselves to say that. That's why they got to nitpick around it instead of saying what they actually want to say. Hold on right quick while I'm going to bring you up soon. Give me 1 second. Walla, what's going on?
What's going on, Torn? What's going on, everybody? Chat. Did Cosmo come up yet?
He came up, but he dropped off. I don't know if like he's maybe in the back
Okay,
some
I was
connection or
gonna
what.
say, yeah, I was gonna say because I know I said earlier, I know Cosmo was been waiting to grill this mofo. I was gonna let him go first, but how I found, I'm gonna go do a little quick story about how I found him. He was one of the OG. If anybody been on YouTube, as long as we've been on YouTube, he's one of the OG reaction channels.
Yeah.
Him, what's the guy Corey that does the game and stuff?
Oh,
Release.
Corey Kenshin.
Yeah, all them. He's one of the old. Like he's been around. It ain't like he's new. He's been around since like early 2010. So he's an OG. So I liked his reaction videos, but then once he started reacting to the Hodge twins, that's when my eyebrows raised. I was like, why are you reacting to these two lames? Like they're not funny. That right there was the first red flag for me with him. I was like, yeah. And then while me and Cosmo was talking about, X-Man, I was like, this is the same guy who did reviews on X-Men, called it woke, but then sit up there and said, yeah, I like the show.
You talking
So
about X-Men 90? You talking about X-Men 97?
yeah,
Yeah, I saw that too because like literally after he sit and did all of that, he reacted to every last episode of the show.
that's my
And then
thing.
it didn't even look like a reaction. It looked like he was just sitting there trying to force. It's almost like he was trying to force himself to look at it and try to convince himself that he didn't like it, knowing damn well he probably did. But to keep up the facade for his audience, he had to sit there and pretend like he didn't like it. Listen,
Same.
X-Men 97 was one of the best things that came out of Disney Plus.
Yeah, and I think he did the same. He doing the same thing with Lionheart. This just me. I really do think he probably like it. He just trying to grift because this is a guy who got almost 2 million subscribers. I remember at one time KG pointed out he was barely getting any views like he's supposed to. So it's like, wait a minute, you got all these followers, but yet you can't generate these views. It's like something going on. Like a lot of people like him, they'll get hot, but then when they start getting cold, they'll try to grift and pivot to do something else, especially something they're not like organically into, like what he's trying to do right now. This is which is one of the reasons why I never was subscribed to him. I was like, why are you trying? Like, stay in your lane, stay to
Mm-hmm.
who you are. That's what
Mm-hmm.
happened to a lot of YouTubers. They grift into another lane they're not supposed to be into, and then it's like, oh, well, I was always no, you won't. You just grifting to try to get more views, to be more controversial. That's not who you are. Like you what's a comic book geek basically. You should know the ins and outs of all of Marvel and DC and all this. So you should be able to
That's the thing. Many of them don't. That's the thing. Many of them don't, and it shows in their
review.
comment in their so-called reviews, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, and it's like, how the hell you claim to have all this knowledge and you got the background figures and all this stuff, but yet you don't know what's going on. And remember, people also got upset with him too about Black Panther 2 with the trailer because they was upset that he didn't cry, which I don't understand why, but I wouldn't expect someone like him to cry. I didn't cry, but he got up. He got butt hurt about that. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, dude, you ain't shit. Like like I don't know what I don't know. I just kind of feel like he just kind of lost his outreach, his view. But I'm gonna land there, Torian. Be one.
B1. And also another thing I wanted to mention too before I bring the next person up. For those of y'all who didn't know, I don't know like the woman that he's with. I don't know if that's a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife, but they've been together for a while now. She used to be in a lot of videos with him, like before he took the pivot. Like he started to bring her in and have her like co-collab. And I guess this was at the beginning of her starting her channel because she has a channel herself. So this was a way of getting people to become acclimated to her. So when she starts her channel, like the people that follow him would follow her as well, and also she can get her own followers organically. The last video I saw them do together was when he had said that he had planned to take her on a trip to Disney World. And in the video, it was supposed to be like a surprise. And you could tell on her face, she got excited because she said she always wanted to go. But he pulled the reverse Uno card on her and said that we were going to go to Disney World, but because Disney is so woke, we're not going anymore. You should have saw the look on her face. She looked like she wanted to cry. And ever since then, I have not seen them do a video together ever since. I said, You actually embarrassed your woman like that for the world to see and thought that was good to put. I said, wow. Wow. And that wasn't even a skit, y'all. He was dead ass serious. King Kobe, what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm aware of who that guy is and everything. The last I remember of him that had any kind of relevance regarding him was when Dante did his roast on him and the several other OG reactors at the time. That was the last time I heard anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Wait, what did you say his name was?
Dante. He wa-
Okay.
he was like a up and comer like years, like 10 years or so ago.
He still
And
makes content though.
oh yeah, he
Yeah.
does. I think he stream more now and everything. But
Yeah, he does stream. He does like more Twitch stuff now. But he does have a YouTube channel that does have a lot of subscribers on it. He's more digestible than this dude
a
is.
lot more by a long shot. But yeah, that was the last I heard from him up until I saw the same video you just said. You was just talking about where he embarrassed his woman on camera. I'm like, the hell was the point of this? That was the last like until you brought that up. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, okay. And then I think I saw like a little bit of a video where he kind of just he did what every other nigga does, where they channel goes cold. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what's time for? It's time for that grift, baby. It's time to start
Yep.
talking crazy and saying a bunch of bullshit and everything. So yeah, that he's one of those. So I'm like, all right. I don't think I was ever subscribed to his channel.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never did that, but I've seen, I'm aware of who he is and everything. Like I said, that was the last I heard until I saw that. Then you brought him up. I'm like, what did this clown say this time? And he ain't even described the episode
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like he lost the whole plot of why he's making the video. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like I said, like when you was watching it, he used talking about the show to really go into what he really wanted to talk about which was us. Remember, like at the end when he was talking about black people in music, like that's what he really wanted to do, but he couldn't start off that way. He had to start off talking about the show in whatever form he was trying to talk about it, then segue into what he really wanted to say, which was to be anti-black, which is why
right.
I titled it "Examining Tyrone Magnus' Weird and Anti-Black Ironheart quote unquote review."
Yeah, dude is weird. What the hell was his roles exactly? Like, what was his character?
I listen. I couldn't even tell you. I just pulled up the IMDb. Like I said, it was like a bunch of independent stuff. It said the last thing apparently that he did was back in 2023, but it was more so self stuff. It wasn't anything that was produced by anybody else. Like let's
Okay,
put it this
so
way. I don't think. Let's put it this way. I don't think his phone is ringing to have him be a part of anything.
okay, all right. Well, there's that. But I'm just saying, like it's crazy how these weirdos that make these stupid talking points talking about, oh, they're doing all of these crimes and this and that. You do understand damn near every comic book character written into existence did some questionable shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally damn near every last one of them. I don't understand, like, what is he on about? I can't stand these fake ass comic book fans. I can't stand them. Like, they need to go on somewhere and go sit down. Like, I don't even know. Anyway, you know, keep doing your thing, and I hope you have a better day, man.
Appreciate it. And by the way, like we're going back to what I was showing y'all on Twitter with him, like doing the copyright thing. That typically means that he had to go and search his name up and actually look and see what they said. Because if you notice anything about those posts over there on Twitter, his name was not tagged in any of the original posts. It kind of reminds me of, y'all remember that live stream I did months ago about Jason Whitlock, and then all of a sudden when KG was up here speaking on the panel, he popped up in the chat just saying hi, just passing through. He wasn't even tagged in the title. He had to search his name, and that's how he found it. See, the thing is, a lot of these individuals talk a lot of shit and don't think people aren't going to respond to them. So out of fear, they type their names in, or maybe not even necessarily fear, but curiosity. They type in their names to see what people are saying about them. That's most likely what Tyrone did, which is why on Twitter he did that DMCA thing and had them take down the clips or whatever that they posted. Remember, one of them said it was from a year ago. Not this year, but last year. Over a year ago. AW1, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, Torian? Chet? Man. Yeah, Torian, you sure you don't need no aspirin?
I'm fine.
You built for this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a sad fall from grace. I think we all could agree on that.
Yeah.
Like, and like I said, and he's banning people. Yet his whole career, all he did, on YouTube, was use other people's stuff.
The irony of it all. That's the crazy part about it. You are a reaction channel, so you're reacting to stuff that's not even yours, but you're going to do takedowns up for other people that post up about you because they said something that you didn't like or they didn't agree with you on something. Like, what? And
his feelings got hurt. Let's just keep it real. It did.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I don't know if you remember the other co-host used to have, Miss Jackson, who, by the way, man, shout out to Miss Jackson, by the way. Hope she's doing well these days. I don't know if you remember how he used to make fun of her ex. He called she be dating N-words with dress pants and church shoes. I'm thinking, bro, that's how grown men dress. Not all of us dress like a teenager. He's almost in his 50s, dressed like a doggone teenager. Are you kidding? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Grown man wear boots, fool. What are we talking about? I wear boots sometimes because I matured. Yeah. I'm not gonna always wear. I mean, yeah, there's something wrong with him. And not to mention, yeah, like when he mentioned woke, and then he talked about I know the real definition. I'm thinking, then why are you saying it? Oh, I see, because you want to say it because. See, that just shows you right there. He goes with anything white folks say, especially the alt-right one.
He literally told on himself when he said
did.
It. But I think, like I said, going back to when he was saying about Superman, when he said it was too comic booky. I'm like, it's a comic book.
It's a comic book.
Like, what? I'm like, this guy was so knee deep in his so-called hate that he said something. Well, a lot of nothing that all of it didn't make sense, but something that really, really he tripped himself up on, and you probably didn't even realize that he did it, and then you still posted it.
Right. Well, like I said, I'm not surprised because I was suspicious of it. Just like I said, when he used to host Miss Jackson, he'll talk about how because I remember in the past he would talk about black women, like why he didn't date black women. Basically, he would just use them as a piece of meat or something. I'm thinking, okay, that's for black women RT. Okay, whatever. People have a preference, but to talk about black women like he did, yeah, that's why I was really done with him. And I was like, okay, bro, you have a preference, but keep it to yourself. I mean, because sometimes, like I said, shout out to Miss Jackson, because you don't see him collabing with him anymore. They probably don't even talk to each other. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't blame her. She can holler at me though. But anyway, but back to this fool. It's like he is the ultimate contradiction, and now basically he just tried to do this rage bait, woke. It's funny. Let me actually. I'm sorry, Tor. I didn't mean to call you Tyrone. My bad. Why would he? I mean, if you know the real definition, why say it? Why say their version still?
Because that's the version that gets him clicks, views, and engagement. That's all it boils down to. He literally admitted it. Notice that he called it the version number 2 and how much he pedestalized that.
There ain't no version number 2
over the main one.
So he wants to use that bootleg version over the real one. He's an idiot. That just shows you right there. He does anything white. I mean, white folks got him by the butt. Like they tell him to jump. They say, "Oh, hi, massa." That's the type of brother he is. Real talk. And he's almost 50 years old, still dressed like a teenager. Man, get out of here. But yeah, all right, y'all. I'm gonna drop down, Tori. You keep doing what you're doing, and don't be. And take it as a badge of honor. If he does block you, because most likely he will. Take it as a badge of honor. Don't even get mad. Make a video about it.
Appreciate you coming up.
For sure.
The informant media, what's going on? Your mic is muted.
Oh, my bad. There we go. Yeah, so this guy. I love the coverage you guys have been doing, in regards to this. I've been watching Dre's show. You're covering him today. It just shows you a long line of bootlicking coming out of these guys' corner. He's doing this in order to, I guess, get the audience that he wants, which apparently is the hate rage audience, because the way I see it, the only reason that he'll do something like this or the way that he attacks it and not even watching it, he attacks it because there's an audience that they just want to criticize anything that they believe is DEI or they believe is woke, anything that's in that category that you can talk down on and get an audience to monetize your videos. That's what they're going to do. So them butter biscuits it must be good. It must be sweet, because as you can see, Thumbhead, if you actually you show the video of him, he's been looking pretty big these days, man. I don't know if you noticed that, but I was like just looking at him, like,
because back years ago, he looked like he was more fit. Like he looked like he probably stayed in the gym.
Yeah, but I'm looking at him right now. He eating good, man. Like the dude's. I mean, what can you say, man? Like,
that is what it is.
Bruh, hey, those checks they're clearing. I sent you a video and I showed you somebody else who didn't even watch the show. I don't know if you watched the videos of this creator on YouTube called Nacho, right? He's I don't know, I think he's in Australia or something like that, but he reviewed the trailer for this Ironheart. And he said, yeah, this is exactly what we need, another ghetto black girl who's pretending to be Iron Man. And I'm like, bro, really? And this is the show wasn't even out, and this is exactly what he was drawn to.
I don't know if you saw, but there was like it was a video. You probably did see it, but there was a video that went viral where it was a bunch of people on YouTube. They were pretty much all white guys, and they had looked at the first trailer, and they were saying, "What do you think the Riri's AI is going to be called?" They said Shanae, Shaniqua, all. I'm like, Shanae, so y'all watch Martin, because that's the only way I would have known. You could have known that name because that's where it came from. And they went and they immediately did that. And I already knew. I knew when that first trailer dropped what they were going to say, because they're so predictable. Right. They don't do anything outside of the ordinary. They do not veer off the script. I even saw another person do a reaction video. This time it was to a white woman who was basically echoing the same thing. And she was saying some of the same thing. And she says, well, there's 3 episodes left. And guess what? We're going to talk about each of those episodes too. So basically you're admitting that you're going to trash the last 3 episodes because y'all need something to talk something negative to talk about with the show. Again, like I said, after Superman and Fantastic Four come out, they are going to be in a dry spell.
Oh, they'll find something. And I don't think they're going to trash.
They'll try to find something, but they're going to have to make it stretch. They're going to have to make this stretch.
Right. I mean, like, they're going to have to, like, when it comes to Superman, I don't think they're going to talk down on Superman that much.
Oh, yes, they are. Especially those people, so? Especially on people that are Zack Snyder fans. Oh, yes.
Oh, the Zack Snyder. Oh, that crowd.
And Tyrone, he loves Zack Snyder. And clearly, I mean, look at what he said. It's too comic booky. What?
But I will say this, man. It's to me with the Ironheart thing, it's a bunch of stereotypes that they're trying to appeal to. I mean, they're trying to use to, attach to the girl, in this comic book world. And then they'll go and watch something like The Punisher and they'll see nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue with it.
Yeah, that's why I went over all the crimes that were committed by different characters in Marvel. And I don't think Frank Castle was up there, but listen, that man has committed. He is far from an angel.
Mm-hmm. And he did it, and they'll justify something. Well, they took his family out, But when it comes to this girl trying to, justify her trying to get some money, to create something, they're gonna say, "Oh no, this is just general black behavior in society. We shouldn't be promoting this," because they're gonna take this film, they're gonna take this little show, and they're gonna go react it in society. And I'm like, okay, so y'all don't need to watch The Punisher because you're gonna take justice into your own hand or something like that. Like, if you're gonna get rid of one thing because you think people are gonna, watch it and go out and live it, you need to get rid of everything. But that's just how they want to, in their mad head, this is what they believe in order to justify them criticizing this series of Ironheart. This is their justification that black people don't know how to act. They're gonna watch this show, then they're gonna be robbing and building suits all over junkyards across America. That's all I want to say, man.
All right, appreciate you coming up. Shout out to the Informant Media. Next up, we got. Hold on, my bad, cause there's someone ahead of you. We got Mansa Musa. What's going on?
Yeah, what's good? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I got a new one. I know you heard the Temptation joint, right? So I got a new one. It's meatball season. All right, so here we go. Meatball. We dealing with this guy. I did see I seen the video that you shown. I seen that already. And I seen the Ironheart series yesterday, all 6 episodes. I don't know what he's talking about. He's lost it. He lost me. He lost everybody in the chat. I don't know what he's talking about. He's lost his mind. Ever since he did that video that you mentioned about taking his girl to Disney World, it was really before that he started going on that.
Yeah. It was definitely before that. Like, it was a build up to that, because I want to say that video was like maybe like 2 years old now. I want to say it was in like 2023 when he made that video.
Right. She looked so excited in her face, and then he says, "Too woke, we can't go." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, you tweaking, bro." Then, like, before that, I unsubscribed before that because I was subscribed to him at one time. I was subscribed to him at one time, and he was like, "Okay, another black creator, cool. I'm gonna check him out." He started saying some nut ass shit. Pardon my language. I was like, "Nah, I gotta unsubscribe." It's not feeling none of that. Listen, if anything, Torian, you should really be watching your back before he send you a copyright strike. You catch wind of this video, catch wind of this live stream, like, what did he say about me? He's got about 100 people up here talking about me. That's all woke. It's wokeism. This dude's lost. I don't know what he's on.
And you know what the crazy part about it is? This is my first time talking about him. There have been people that have been talking about this dude and his behavior for years. This is my first time talking about him.
When I seen it, I said, "Oh, okay, he about to do an examination. Let me go do my research before I even jump in this live. Let me go see the videos, because I know he did a review on this shit. Every time he does something, it's just like, bro, you on some next. How are you black saying the shit that you saying? Talking about stealing, rapping, music, stealing. Yo, if you've seen the show past the first episode, I've seen all 6. She wasn't stealing anything, if anything, as far as I seen. She was making deals on the street, so she was doing some stuff, but nothing was getting stolen. If anything, she made the suit and took her with her. Well, I ain't gonna spoil it if anybody didn't see it, but she made the suit there when she was in school. And then whatever happened, she was able to take the shit. But, whatever. I ain't gonna go too far into it, but it was her suit. She made the suit. It was just under something else. So nothing was being stolen. Nothing was. It's made up. And every time he reacts to some of these guys that talk about shows that's woke, whatever the quote, whatever he wants to say, it's usually PC dudes with these channels like Nerdrotic, like Drunken something, whatever the dudes he be reacting to. It's always guys in these same little
echo chambers.
There we go. Thank you. Same echo chambers, same little areas that they always formulate and have the same kind of thought processing. This is like, at this point, bro. His Scarlo is her name. I saw somebody put it in the chat. Scarlo is her name. She has her own channel and everything. I ain't seen them together since he made that video. So you are correct. I don't know
Exactly. That's what I said. I've been because they used to, and that's the thing. When they started doing videos together, that's when he was still making videos that were watchable.
Right.
Like they would do like they would. I saw that they did like a lot of those try not to laugh videos. That's
yeah,
the one
those were good ones.
Those are the ones they collabed on a lot. And
Exactly.
then when he did that video, the Disney World one, that was the last video I saw them two do together.
That might have been a straw for her. She was like, "Nah, that's corny." So my only thing is, what if she even is watching his channel? Does she even notice half the shit he's saying? And is she like, that's if she's watching his channel nowadays? Does she know what he's saying? Does she know how he's saying it? Like, or is she like removed from him as far as like YouTube is concerned? Because she has her own channel. So who knows? You know, who knows? He definitely don't speak on his family situation, so we don't know if they're even together anymore. But that's neither here nor there. It's meatball season all 2025. He the next one up on the list. Anybody else who a meatball, you getting screamed out. It's meatball season. It's over for you. It's over. I'm checking out B1. All right.
All right, shout out to Mansa Musa for coming up. Now, this person I definitely can't wait to hear from, because when I decided to do this as a live, I knew they had a lot on their mind to say about this. Cosima, what's going on?
Don't woke it up. Don't woke it up.
Why did you have
to?
You didn't have to. You didn't have to.
Yeah, I had to. Because I had the people and the chat probably don't know what song you were referring to that he made up, that cringe that he did in X-Men. This is him prejudging it before he turned out that he actually liked the whole series. This was him doing that. And the fact that he actually let you guys know that he knows what the true definition means, but he chose to go with it for clicks, views, and grifts should let you know already what type of person he is, that he will put his blackness and identity aside for subscribers. People that don't give a damn about him. How you can sit there and you're gonna let Nerdrotic and get off the hook for saying the AI is shenanigan, right? Yeah, it was Nerdrotic that said that exactly in that thing.
He was probably upset that he wasn't on there to go in with them, because that Hill versus Babyface dude, he said, one of them said Shaniqua, another one said Shanae, and I think he said her name is shit. And let me tell you something now. That video right there that I'm talking about, that video made it all the way to the neighborhood talk on Instagram. So if their comment section, wherever that video was at, got an influx of black people going in on them, that's because it got to black people. Because most black people wouldn't have even known that if a site like that didn't get a hold of it. I saw people on, well, I don't have a TikTok, but I saw TikTok videos of people talking about that video, like several people talking about that, and then it went viral. That part of the video of them saying that about Natalie the AI went viral, and many black people got a hold of it. And I said, y'all don't realize what you're doing. A lot of black people who probably have no idea who Ironheart is, they don't know who Riri Williams is, they probably don't even watch the MCU and probably haven't since Wakanda Forever. Now you have led people to go and watch this show, thus boosting its ratings. See, that's the thing. This is why I'm be saying that they're so dumb. When they do something like that, all that's going to do is make people want to go and see what they're talking about. And then when it comes out on the other side, they're like, you know what? The show was not even nearly as bad as they tried to make it out to be. We know what you're saying because y'all are white supremacists.
Yep. And speaking of Natalie, I'm glad you brought up Natalie, the AI. That is comic book accurate. Remember what I put out in my post about John Campea saying that's improbable? How is that improbable, Campea?
Oh, and also the part when they said that they built the suit in one day. That the suit was not built in one day.
Damn sure wasn't. People don't understand montages. She didn't build the suit, even in Wakanda Forever with Wakanda technology, she didn't build the suit in one day. There's something called a montage. And these people don't believe in it. But back on Tyrone. Now, people, back when I got maybe 930 subs now. back when I had like 6 something, I put out the X Men '97 video talking about a lot of these people don't know what the word woke means. He happened to be in the thumbnail. Tyrone was in the thumbnail. Did not say his name in that video, I believe. He was in the thumbnail though. He found me on, of all places. I guess he looked at my video, saw who I was, then knew to match it up on X, and he blocked me on X, and I felt honored because it exposed how much of a Han he is. And that's a HAN. If you know what that acronym is for, black people, you know. Because I know you know, Torian.
Yeah.
Exactly. He went through all of that because this man is a narcissist. He got to run his channel the way he wants to run his channel. Keep his echo chambers looking like they all on point and they don't step off of the reservation. This is. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
You see it? Y'all look at the screen.
He blocked you already?
There it is.
He blocked you.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, in real time. You see this, people? This is what we're talking about.
And I promise you, I wasn't blocked from him yesterday.
You didn't even let us know who this is going to be in the Bad Bucket Hall of Shame. That means he's watching this in real time.
There you
You
go.
hear this? He's watching in real time. Oh, Tyrone, if you're watching this, go fuck yourself. Excuse my French.
I just happened to go over there, and I said when you had mentioned something about him blocking you on Twitter, I said let me go and look for myself to see if I'm blocked over there. I promise you, I was not blocked over there yesterday.
Yes, this is what I mean about the narcissist.
When I had to go look up the whole DMCA thing so I could have it in this live because I had just happened to go to his channel, not his channel, but his page, and there it is.
I'm scared to ask you, what did he say about sinners?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it. I don't even want to look it up. I promise you, I don't.
Oh man, the Trinity. Him. I call Stevie Knight Tyrone Magnus 2.0. I knew it was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna happen this quick. Wallow said it was gonna happen, and AW one of them said it was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna happen this quick.
Mansa Musa said it. He said if he blocks you, accept it as a badge of honor.
Yes, it was Mansa Musa. Yeah, but damn, that was record time, Tori. And that means you really got reach out here, man. Like with us, you got really, and then on top of that, that really shows the ad how much of a narcissist he is. He got to look up his name constantly to see who's opposing him, so he can block them, so they don't rain on his parade of his 2 million subs. Mm. Yes, and that one more thing before I go. Yeah, I did see that kind of that switch of it when he started really doubling down on the grift. Letitia, aka Scarlo, separated her channel from Basic Hits. And just to let you know, people, she don't have nowhere near the amount of subs she got. Why? Because she don't say nothing about anything personal. You don't talk about woke this, woke that. She just reacts. Yeah. That's all. And you know who grade A under A is? You ever heard of that?
I've heard about them a couple days ago. They said he was one of the first people to have a real beef with Tyrone. Like
yes, and he called them out.
Like he was like one of the original people that called him out first before others started to call him out.
Yes, because he accused him and many other people for film rejects, all these people for having no reaction really to this stuff. You'll see him watch it and be like, "Oh yeah, that was piece trash." Trying to do a Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. You add nothing to it. Like you can know a fan because let's say, for example, if I was watching the Fantastic Four trailer he was reacting to that he called trash, I would have stopped him like, you know what, right there, that is the Fantastic car that you see right there. You know, it's going to be in the movie. Oh, did you know that this Silver Surfer is in the agenda for that Shia LaBeouf, who became a herald in the comic book She was a Silver Surfer at the time in the comic book. And if you didn't know, this is an alternate universe, Fantastic Four, and we got the multiverse going on. They're gonna lose their Earth more than likely to Galactus, and they're gonna make it over to Earth 616, which means Norman Red, Silver Surfer, more than likely does exist in Earth 616. You don't you're supposed to be a fan of this stuff. You're supposed to know this stuff. You're supposed to know that she's playing Shalabal. She's not playing a gender flip. They just turned Norman Rad into a female, call her Norina Rad.
Right.
No, it was his girlfriend. In this universe, she made the choice to be this movie universe coming up for First Steps. She made the choice to become the herald instead of Norrin. And then Earth 616, the main universe, Norrin made the choice. See, he don't know what he's talking about. He don't. And I'm sick of him and many other people doing content like this. And Eric July, also, this is the same school. You talked about the dramatic acting. That dramatic acting is to fill in gaps because he has nothing to say. He want to make sure the video gets to the over the 10-minute mark so it can get AdSense. That's all. That's all they do. They talk slow. They stretch it out with BS. And you know what? Let me calm down. I'm speaking loud only because I'm outside. But I'm gonna land my plane there, man.
Appreciate you coming up.
All right.
Shout out to Cosma. Next up, we got Jonathan. What's going on?
What's up, Torian?
What's on your mind?
Man, I used to watch this man reaction videos a long time ago. I used to love his reaction. He used to react off on Mortal Kombat, the fatalities and everything, and he used to make the most goofiest, scrawniest faces ever, and as if it was happening to him. Man, and a lot of people love him too. Like my best friend, he watches him, bro. Like dude had like good reviews about him. So to see him stoop this low and sell his soul to grift pisses me off. And it's like and I've noticed a lot of black YouTubers, certain black YouTubers that I like, turn to disappointment. And that's what's been going on, man. They trying to get that greed kind of money. So they grift. And it's like they know that money coming from their white audience, so they grift to collect it, and it's not a good look on you. And the stuff he was saying about Ironheart, that was disgraceful. Like I haven't saw the show, but I saw y'all review earlier of you and the dress lady.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff y'all was reviewing off those episodes, it sounds like I need to check that video out. And I noticed.
Listen, the show is nowhere near as bad as people like him are trying to make it out to be. So the thing is, they have to do it. Look at the optics of it. It has a black lead. She's a black woman. It's a majority black show. And another thing that someone pointed out to me is that this show is very black. When I say that, I mean from the aesthetic, the music, everything surrounding it is very, very, very black. Of course, you have other groups of people that's in there, but like for instance, white people in this show are very much in the minority. I think it was only 2 white people in this entire show. That was I think the principal or whatever you could call him of the school and the Zeke Stain character. That's it. Everybody else was either black or, as I like to call, south of the Borderian.
That explains why Tyrone mentioned the word woke. Yeah. Well, that sounds like a show I need to check out.
It's really not as bad as a show as people try to make it out to be. And when people keep saying that this is like the worst show ever, I'm like, are we going to sit here and pretend Secret Invasion doesn't exist?
Oh no,
or She-Hulk doesn't exist? Now those were not good. I can honestly sit here and say without the shadow of a doubt that those 2 shows right there they're underneath the barrel. They're not even at the bottom of the barrel.
Like, Torian, I believe I know. Ironheart is not a bad show. You know, white. Because just like how Stevie Knight and them was trying to make Sinners, you know, a bad movie, and he called his friends saying, you know, talking about, I thought, why you had me watch this movie? I thought it was good, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't fall for that stuff, man, because I already know why they you know, viewing it as bad. They doing it to please their white audience. I know for a fact that the movie was good. Like I said, when I saw Sinners, it wasn't what Stevie Knight was trying to portray it as. Uh, I saw the whole movie, so and I know how good it was, and everything in that movie, it was pretending real life. It just did, it just looked very entertaining because it was vampires. You know what I'm saying? And Stevie was trying to use that as an excuse of why it was trash. But only thing was trash was his reviews about it. Same thing for Tyrone. He's trying to give it bad reviews when and try to convince us that the show wasn't good. But you know, when I heard y'all reviews and when y'all break it down, it sounds like the show is actually good. So that's why I don't that's why I can't stand grifters because they make up and say any kind of BS to downplay it just to see if anybody not gonna go see it. I'm gonna see it regardless because people's opinions don't matter, especially those who
Yeah, I
just
would say, yeah, like I would say, just watch it for yourself. And the thing is, I would take their takes on, say, this show seriously if they actually reviewed it and didn't nitpick it. A lot of the stuff that they're doing, like what he's doing, and some of the other people that I mentioned, they're just nitpicking it because they want to have something negative to say about it. And the thing is, when they keep talking about the criminal element and all this, that, and the third, that's why I went and looked up all those other characters and the criminal acts that they've committed. And what they did was even worse, like than what Riri Williams could have ever did. If you want to call her a criminal, or they keep saying that she's supposed to be so smart, how she can do something so dumb, and that's why I use the example of Tony Stark giving out his address on national television in Iron Man 3. I would argue that is probably one of the dumbest things you can do if you're a so-called genius. Why would you give out your address like that?
shit, man. Man, I wouldn't give no one my address if I didn't know them enough to trust them. Man, as smart as Tony Stark is, why to give our addresses, but Riri do something that's not as half as dumb as what he did, and she's getting more than he. That's what I'm saying, man. This is
And
that's
also the thing
their
about
leaving in
the
the
whole
PC.
also the whole thing of her saying that, you know, Tony Stark has a lot what he has because he's a billionaire, he has money. Of course he has resources, so he's
And
able to do more than her. She has to literally go and scrape from the bottom to get something to work, and then on top of that she might have to keep doing it because she doesn't have the resources to make sure there's a contingency plan there just in case something fails. So she has to, it's almost like she has to consistently always start over if one of the plans always seems to fall through.
that's, whew. And and that's after you get kicked out of school and all that. Uh, there and you have to struggle your way to learn how to find those resources and all that. So for her to like even still manage to like that like uh, master certain stuff to do what Tony Stark did. Maybe not as half as Tony Stark did, but still managed to do, you know, most of the stuff that he's doing. That's actually good. You know, she's starting back from the bottom to work her way back up to the top. And again, and I'm
And the thing
sure.
is, that makes for a good character, because the thing is, one of the biggest complaints I always hear from them is they always talking about how, especially when it comes to female characters, is how they seem like they never go through anything. They never have to go on a hero's journey. Meanwhile, you have this character who literally is going through the motions. I'm talking about physically, mentally, financially. She's going through every last one of them things, and they still have a nitpick about it. So it's like, do you want her to not go through anything so you can have something that's negative to say about her, or she's going through something and you still have something negative? The thing about it is, the character in this show, especially when it comes to them, she cannot win at all, no matter what she does. Like, they already had a preconceived notion going into this show what they was going to say about her. I wouldn't be surprised if many of them already had videos made up before the first episode even aired.
And that
Because
part
remember, I don't know if you saw it or not, but on IMDb, they review bombed the hell out of this show. Like, if you went down and scrolled to, because they, on IMDb, they have a rating system of 1 to 5. It was a whole bunch of ones there, and some of the people review bombed them so much that I started to see copy and pasted comments of the same comment multiple times from multiple accounts. Some people made multiple accounts just to leave the same damn comment because they only allow you to comment and rate it one time. That's how bad it got. The Rotten Tomato system over there, they had to rework their system over there because people was review bombing it over there, and when they took out all the reviews that came from not real people or whatever they were doing, the score jumped from it went from like a 60 something and jumped to like an 86. So yeah, there's that right there.
Yeah, that was mostly PC.
But hey, Jonathan, I don't mean to cut you off, but I actually have a couple more people that want to get on.
All right, man. All right. Man, it was good talking to you.
I appreciate you coming up. All right. Hey, Moochie, I don't know if he's still there, but I know you was there earlier, and you was going to actually be the next person to come up. If you are still in the chat and you want to come up, feel free to do so. But I see a couple people came back up. Wallow, what's going on? You must still have you have something else that you got to say?
Yeah, I just thought about it. Now, remember, Superman comes out next Friday, right?
Well, next Tuesday for me.
Oh, okay, yeah, next Tuesday for you. Next Friday, yeah, yeah. You a AMC movie? Yeah, you got that. Yeah, because Superman comes out, then it's Marvel later on this month.
Yeah, Fantastic Four comes out.
Yeah, yeah. They better hope those two movies do well, because if they gonna go review bomb Ironheart the way they did, and we all know how DC movies work out, a lot of times they're not hitting on shit unless it's like the Justice League. Other than that,
first of all, hold on, you got to make sure which Justice League you're talking about, because if you're talking about the one that they released in theaters, that was not good. Now the Zack Snyder one was actually pretty good. It was just too damn long.
Yeah, but, the one they just released out. Yeah, you know how they go, and then they better hope, because if they find something about Fantastic Four, you know they gonna bitch and moan about it. But because ain't this like the third Fantastic Four they got coming out?
This would be the fourth one.
Fourth one, okay. I remember seeing the one that came out in 2000. The 2000 version I actually did like. If y'all didn't like it, I don't care. But I didn't like the one that came out in the 2010s. That wasn't a good one. But one more thing, when Black Panther 3 comes out, that comes out like another couple of years, know they had to cut the comment section off on Twitter for that one.
or on the
YouTube
the trailer, yeah, because
we all know they're gonna have to cut the. I'm letting y'all know right now. Get ready, because that comment section is gonna get lit up. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and land my plane there. I'm sorry, B1.
All right, B1. All right, AW1, you came back up. So you had something else you needed to add?
Yeah, it's official, man. I need to get my own 1-800 phone number, I guess, on my prediction.
That's why you came back up, because you said he was gonna block me on Twitter, and he did.
I told you.
I promise you, I went, I think it was yesterday, a couple of days ago, when I had went to his page, because I was just typing in to pull up those tweets about the DMCA thing, and I had went to his page. I was not blocked 2 days ago.
No, because I'm gonna defend you on this. As a matter of fact, you got. I mean, because your live stream could defend that. You just went there and you showed that you weren't blocked today. So you got a big reach now, Torian. It's official. You have been blocked by the great Tyrone Magnus.
Great, I wouldn't.
I'm joking. Take it, like I said, take it as an honor. Take it as a badge of honor, man. Don't even be mad about this.
I'm not. Oh, trust and believe me, I'm not.
Yeah, you can make another video about this, about being blocked. You
I'll
should.
probably leave it where it's at. If people
You
want to
will?
see me show where I got blocked at, like it's in this live, so they just have to catch the playback.
For sure. Well, I mean, keep doing what you're doing, Torian, and be one, man.
Appreciate you. All right, it looks like that might be the last person to come up. I don't think anybody else is coming up. I was hoping that my digital auntie was going to come up here. She was up here, but she probably just had to drop off because of timing. But anyway, y'all, this is another BedbuckKKen entry right here for the books, a first-time entry, and hopefully I don't have to talk about this dude again, and if I do, it's in the form of a triple P. But shout out to Cult-Like Personality for becoming a member of, you said drop the link? Oh, okay. I was going to ask you if you wanted to come up, KG. Hold on, y'all. The show is not over just yet. We have a late player entry coming into the game. The show is not over just yet. KG, if you are in the chat right now, the link is actually right underneath the comment you left where you asked me to drop the link. Oh, you said okay. I'm just waiting for KG to come up, y'all. Breeze Omega said, "Put that jerk chicken down and come on." Yeah, I saw that, brother man, that the actor who played Doctor Doom in the first two Fantastic Four movies passed away. I saw that he had a long battle with cancer. He was only 56. I think he actually did a pretty good version of that character, to be quite honest. He was menacing enough. Oh, now I know why he was taking so long to get up here. What's going on? Now I know why he was taking so long to get up here, because you was making this.
Oh my Lord. You found this man. You found Tommy Sotomayor's cousin.
Well, I guess it's not like I never knew about him. It's just that I never spoke about him. Like, trust and believe me, there were opportune times when I could have literally said anything about him, but this was the moment. I always like to see, which is the moment right here that I want to say something. And this was it. And I'm kind of glad that I did. And like I was telling other people, there were other people that talked about this, but they didn't make it through the whole video. And that's why at the end, when he said what he said, that's the part that really kind of irked the hell out of me. You're going to stay there and the definition of the true definition of woke, but you want to go with what he calls woke definition number 2.
Now, did you? I took a nap. That's why I'm late. But still, did you go over the DMCAs he's doing?
Yeah, I showed it. And from what I'm seeing, that's only really on Twitter. I haven't seen him for anyone say that it happened to them on YouTube.
No,
it did.
Yeah, this dude named what is his name? It's like his name has like Diaz in it. He did like a whole video.
Oh, he's talking about Oh My Diaz?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his wasn't on YouTube. His was on Twitter as well.
Yeah. But
that's what I mean. That's what I said. I didn't see anything that came like it was YouTube based. It was mostly Twitter based.
No, but he said that because he puts his clips up on Twitter. So if you get that notice that anything you put up there, they're gonna nail you for that too.
Oh,
but screw him. Oh, Tyrone. Listen, even them, he did all that work, and the white boys don't come for him.
I don't know if you caught it, but I showed on here that he did block me on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that's. We should get you a statue for that. That loser, he gonna block Eric. Listen, he did all that work, and them white boys don't even mess with him like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not shocked that he did, because another thing a lot of people don't know from what I've also heard is that a lot of times, I forgot what movie he spoke about. It could have been just about any one of them, because he says the same thing about damn near all of them. But I'll just throw a movie out there. Let's say it was maybe Thunderbolts or something like that. He said something about Thunderbolts, and I'm just using that as an example. And people in his audience was like, I don't know what movie you saw, but the movie I saw was nowhere near what you said. And then he just went around and just started blocking all of those people who had something nice to say about it. Again, when he said it in the beginning of this video, he felt like a bot farm descended onto his channel and said nice things about this show, because apparently to him it couldn't be real, because in his opinion the show was bad, or as he called it, it was woke.
Yes. Well, welcome to the club, sir.
Oh, he blocked you too?
Of course he did.
And why did he block you? You don't know?
No, I went in on him.
Oh,
I went in on him on YouTube. I made sure to tag him in it, and he got mad at me. I was like, okay, that's great. Can't handle criticism. I'm gonna do it again.
That's why I said, just like when Jason Whitlock came into my chat, I didn't tag him in the title. Just like I didn't tag him in the title. That means they are literally actively searching up their name to see what people are saying about them. And if it presents itself as a way that it's talking against them, they do the blocking thing.
Because that's how they are, brother. I forgot I had to change his name. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Sitting there crying over a character not having butt cheeks. That's crazy.
Right. And all from an angle too, because he was like kind of laid down. It was an angle.
Yeah, but it's good though, because all this stuff's starting to come to an end. It's okay. I don't see what he's gonna do with this YouTube change. That's what I want to see.
I heard about that. I actually saw that maybe slightly before I was getting ready to go live. But if you know any more additional information, can you tell us about what's about? I think then they say July 15th. I know I saw July 15th.
Yeah,
so
July
what's
15th.
happening? Can you explain, or give a summary of what's supposed to be happening on July 15th?
All right. So basically, you know how we have all those reaction channels? And like we used to make fun of those that would just like watch trailers and stuff and just like open their mouths and act like whatever. They act like, I don't want to say the word on there, but you know the word I'm thinking about. So they said that if you do that and you mass produce content, because I know some channels, they'll just like put this everywhere. They'll like put it in the shorts, they'll do live streams on it, then they'll cut it up and then make uploads on it just so they can grift the views. They say if you keep doing that, they're gonna shut you down. No more strikes, no nothing. They're gonna just kick you out the program.
Basically, it's about to be it's gonna be like a monetization policy shift.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
yeah. So basically, it says right here. It said we find how I'm just reading it from their website, from a website. So it says the new guidelines set to take effect on July 15th will reflect how the platform identifies and addresses content that lacks originality or authenticity, signaling a stronger commitment to fostering genuine creator output, improving viewer experience. So basically, like those people, all they do is just like take copyrighted content and just put it up on their channel. They don't want you doing that anymore. They said at least just like alter the video. Put a transition on it or something. And I need this because Tyrone, he's a hell of an offender over this. But you know, we'll see how it goes because I feel like they're gonna walk away from this in a minute when they start complaining, but it's gonna be content anyway. Like all these grifting channels that they just do rage bait all day. So what I did for y'all is I put like the first paragraph.
I'm sitting here talking into this microphone and it was muted the whole damn time.
Well, you won't have to worry about past the 15.
Yeah, like I was literally saying, I was literally telling people like this is right here. This is what KG is talking about. Says in order to monetize as part of the YouTube partner program, YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content. On July 15th of this year, 2 Tuesdays from now, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. This update better reflects what quote inauthentic content looks like today.
Mm-hmm. Because you also know you got those AI ones too.
And then it's another one that says updates to add sensitive categories. So that's another update coming as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what were you saying?
No, I'm saying they're also trying to get rid of them AI accounts.
Oh,
the ones that just be putting up AI voices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of those too. So.
Now, explain to the people again how this is going to affect people like the subject matter in which we're speaking on today.
Well, people like she ain't got no cheeks. You know, when they come out with those trailers for, you know, comic book movies or video games or whatever, they'll just take that content, minimize the video, and then do a reaction on it.
Yeah.
They don't want to see that no more. Because I think now these companies are starting to get hip to what they're doing and they're taking away money out of them. So they're saying, you know what? Unless you really alter that video, we're going to kick you out this program because we just feeling like you just taking content and just re-uploading it.
Yeah, basically
what he's doing. That's basically what he's doing.
Which basically is actually, for those who don't know, is actually a policy that they have now. It's called reuse content.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically, and that's how a lot of people actually lost monetization. As a matter of fact, that's probably the easiest way to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Is reuse content. Like, for instance, when I be doing and uploading like reaction videos and stuff like that, I'm not just sitting it. That's why I always tell people I have to stop and pause the video in between to react to certain points, because if I just sit there and let a whole 10-minute video play, they'll just say, "Oh, you just uploaded someone else's content," even though that was not my purpose. So that's why whenever I say I'm reacting to something, I stop in between, give my commentary, and pauses in between when I do it. Because people was asking me in the past, like, why do I do that? That's the reason why.
Yeah. But, you know.
But I'm going to probably go and look more into it because I'm sure that some people on YouTube probably have already made videos about this. I'm almost certain of it. That way I can get a even more thorough breakdown of what's to come. And they can't say they didn't warn them because they have it right there.
Yeah. Like even here where it says, while the company has not disclosed specific detection methods, industry experts speculate that advanced machine learning algorithms will analyze patterns such as upload frequency, content similarity, and viewer engagement metrics to flag violations.
Oh, that means a lot of so those geeks and gamers type channels, y'all better count your days. That is all I'm going to say, because that's all they ever do.
Oh yeah, because they all do the same thing. They all pick a subject matter. They call each other and say, "Okay, I'm going to upload mine here. You upload yours here." But they so dumb they don't realize that their channels are connected. So it's going to be like, "Oh, so you just on a propaganda campaign? All right, we're not going to give you full monetization on this." That's how it's going to start. Then they're going to start saying, "Oh no, this video is not monetized," and then they're going to be like, "Oh, YouTube being woke now. YouTube doing this and that," and then yeah. And they're gonna start complaining. Which, you know, whatever. Have fun. I'm gonna be laughing. But anyway, I'm going back to my nap.
All right, appreciate you coming up.
Yes, sir. Oh, are you free tomorrow morning? I know you're doing your thing.
Yeah, I got you know I got True Crime Sunday tomorrow.
Yeah. No, like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Well, you know that I kicked it off at 11:40, so
Yeah, it's not gonna be long. I kind of
Yeah.
want to go over Lake Lanier and tell people why to stay out that late.
Oh, you talk about that recent incident? That was crazy.
Yeah.
I never seen a fire out there. Like I had left that comment. I said we always hear about the drowning, but I never heard about a fire.
Yeah, there's been a couple fires on there.
Yeah, I should be available.
All right, cool. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that real quick because I don't think these people understand. But yeah, let me go back to the snap.
All right, you have a good one.
You too.
All right, shout out to KG for coming up and dropping that knowledge. Now I have something to look at after I get off of this stream. But KG is the last person that's going to be coming up to the stage this evening. Shout out to everybody that came through. I know we were supposed to do this at 12 noon, but you know things happen. But we was able to still do this live. Shout out to everyone that came through. Shout out to all the members, all the mods, everybody on Patreon, all that good stuff. Tomorrow will be True Crime Sunday. It's going to be on Ray Caruth. So many of you probably are familiar with that story, but that is going to be the documentary. Make sure if you haven't done so already to follow me on Rumble. And shout out to me crossing 300 followers over there on Rumble. I think right now I'm at like 313. And that's mainly thanks to that Black Music Month jam session that we had last week. And it's crazy because this time last week, that's where we was at. But shout out to each and every one of y'all. I will check you out. I will see all of you tomorrow. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe, and most importantly, be one.